The press today, they're after dirt. They're not. Good news, good stories don't sell newspapers. Rubbish sells newspapers. In our time, years ago, you could... a reporter went out and saw the game and reported the game, and you bought the paper just to see, did I actually play in that game?
Yeah.
Because it's different from the report that he's printing. But today, I'm afraid it's all just selling newspapers, I'm afraid.
Well, it's proved that even if you've made mistakes early on, that you can overcome all that and you can overcome people being against you. And that's what he's done. And he's shown that by, and not by anything, by cheating, just by his own determination to improve, he's worked at that and he's come through as...
But it's got to be talent and ability too, hasn't it?
Well, he's always had talent and ability. That's why he played for England. In the end, that's why they tried to get him sent off and got him sent off. But I think David Beckham's shown that with the right determination and attitude and honesty, a person can knock out all sorts of things, that obstacles.
Although Beckham's roots are that of a working-class background, he's risen to superstar status. Part Michael Jordan, part Michael Jackson. Rarely out of the papers, David Beckham has embraced the pop culture he's been thrust into by the media and press.
For things like that, even in standard, that's how big he's got. They say no more, really, isn't it? When you see something like that and how well he's done. You always see something, every day of your life now, you'll always see something with Beckham written on it. Like in the papers, on the advertising board. I think it's blinding. I really do. I think it's wicked.
How would you cope with it, though? I mean, how would you get the support around you to cope with that media coverage?
Well, through the help of your family again. Your mum and dad, your friends, as I said. And of course, yourself, you grow up, you say to yourself, well, I know who I can speak to. I know what journalists I can speak to. I know which journalists I can't speak to. I know the ones I can trust, the ones I can't trust. You might go to his manager and say, well, they want me to do an interview, what shall I do? The manager would probably say, well, let me read it first before it goes to publication.
Does that
safeguard the player?
But does that take a clever person to understand that control?
Sensible person rather than a clever, common sense. Experience. The one thing you can't get, the one thing no one can give you in football, in life, is experience. I laugh at people when they say, oh, when he gets experience, he'll be a great player. Or he'll be a great person. But you can't say to a player like David, there's 20 years experience. You just can't. He's got to get that through mistakes, growing up, developing as a person.
They've often been told by the managers, and it's been handed down over the years, don't read the newspapers. And I think you can't help it sometimes because they rile you. But I think it's a sad state of affairs because when we played, we'd make friends with the press. Yep. We'd have people that we were friendly with and we enjoyed the company, have a chat. I think those days are going now where they don't mix at all.
Yeah, I think footballers find it very difficult now to walk along the road. I don't think they can do that anymore. I mean, you can't imagine David Beckham and his wife walking along the road like two normal people. I think what people out there don't understand sometimes is the mental pressure players come under, because every game's an important game, particularly if you're playing. It's like at Manchester United and Beckham and all his teammates. You're playing a league match, you have to win it to stay at the top of the league. You're playing a European Cup match on the Wednesday, you have to win it to progress to the next round. The next match, you've got another league match, then you've got another European
There's
Cup.
a lot of bonuses involved in it, though.
Well, there's a lot of bonuses involved, but there's a lot of pressure on the player to keep himself fit and to look after himself and to make sure he's up for the game. And it's very pressured in that way, mentally rather than physically.
The media have got hold of Beckham as well. They've promoted him more than the others because he was that sort of guy, you know. He's got taller, he's got handsome, and all the way along, and he's got sensible.
So what's his best quality?
Yeah, being David Beckham. And I think his best quality for me is his use of the ball. His passing and shooting and free kicks, corners, all that has been tremendous, I think. But coupled with that, he's got the work rate and the determination to succeed. And he can handle most situations now, or everyone that's put in front of him.
I mean, when you're a football player, and you're a good football player and a great team like United, you got a player like Beckham in the side in the club. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic. You can't have too many of them. And, I mean, they'll take the mickey out of him. I mean, a lot of the rubbish that's printed about him, I feel sorry for the lad on many, many occasions because the press can be an absolute nightmare.
Well, I know at Manchester United, they took videos of the the young players being interviewed. That's the Beckhams, the Giggses, the Scholes, Nicky Butts, the two Nevilles, Wes Brown. They had them all and had them all as a group. And I've seen the videos of these where the players come out with all the time and you know what I mean, you know what I mean. And they found out a good way to do an interview by being interviewed by the local television people and showing again, not in public, but showing it amongst themselves. They had a lot of fun about it, but it did teach them how to behave in front of the cameras. He'd seen himself on television and realised, come on, let's have a bit more fun. Let's loosen up a bit. And I think he has done that. He's got more mature, that's the bottom line. And not only in front of the cameras, but on the field.
By the criticism he's had, and he's grown up and he's matured into a lovely young man. And he saw what he's done wrong in the past, and he's made a resolution that he wasn't going to be intimidated again and fall by the wayside like some of the mistakes he's made, as everyone's made. And I think it's just been phenomenal over the last few years, how he's grown up.
What a tremendous role model, because he's shown the determination. He's been the whipping boy when he came back from Argentina. 90% of the people in this country disliked him for what had happened. He helped England out of the World Cup, in their opinion. I don't agree with that at all, obviously, but I'm biased. But I think he's shown the toughness, the determination to, when people are shouting the stupid and filthy things they did, that he fought through that. What a role model for young lads who get stick, who are struggling a bit with certain things, to say, he came through this, look how good he's become. Well, there's been no better role model, I don't think.
Never one to seek the media spotlight, he's fast become a media icon, a sex symbol.
He was the first soccer pop idol.
Yeah.
And,
Film star.
Film star, good-looking, great talent, wonderful player.
He always presented himself well, because he used to knock for him in the morning and he'd never be ready. Always be doing his hair or smarting himself. He's never been... Money hasn't made him flash. He's always been well presented. So, you know, from then to now, he's just, you know, that's David Beckham. No, he wasn't insecure because to be honest with you, his looks done him a lot of favours because he was quite a good-looking, you know, kid, and he weren't shy of a few. He always had a girl on his hand, didn't he? Even being at 9, 10 years old. So he weren't insecure or nothing like that. No, he was. He didn't. You know, he wasn't bullied or nothing like that. So we were just all sort of stuck together. I mean, just growing up together and just, you know. But but actually going out. When we'll come to that sort of age and era, it was. He was in Manchester a lot for that, so he did come down here and we went out, but not as much as what I'd like it to see him. But you know, that's what career. That's how it goes.
They're wary of the media now, and when they go out, they're more than likely better behave. When they do misbehave, they know it's going to hit the headlines and hit the papers, and that's what happens. The silly ones still do the silly tricks, but the true pros now are very careful of how they behave when they're out.
Manchester United's David Beckham and posh spice Victoria Adams tied the knot this afternoon at Luttrellstown Castle near Dublin.
Being married to Posh Spice, Victoria Adams has only added fuel to the media torch, branding him a fashion icon and pin-up. Attributes which can never overshadow his genius on the pitch, but do play a major part as to why there can only ever be one David Beckham.
Football itself, with footballers, has always been looked upon this kind of like glamour kind of thing, and it's always been right to look as though you're single. But it's changing, isn't it? You notice the difference these days?
Yeah, but I think having a partner's a good thing, because there's more stability. There's a place to go home to.
He doesn't do anything wrong. I mean, I get a bit annoyed at times when I look at the fun the media make of him and his wife Victoria. And they're two nice people. They've got a lovely little lad. Another
Think
one
he's a
in
good
the
father?
Oh, without doubt. Another one in the way. You don't see him out falling all over the place drunk. You don't see him coming out of nightclubs in London misbehaving. Him or his wife. I think they're the perfect role model for any family, the both of them.
I must admit, I've met the pair of them myself, and they do come across as really nice people. I think
They're tremendous.
This is the thing about the media, though, isn't it? I mean, it can make and break people so easily.
Well, the unfortunate thing about the media, people believe what they read in the press. They think that's the truth, and it's never the truth. It's not even close sometimes to the truth. And they denigrate David and his wife all the time, making snidey remarks about them not being fully sensible and all this sort of thing. And that's totally wrong. David Beckham's a professional footballer. He's excellent at his job.
Up at the man ain't really changed that much. They've just got more pubs in it. But the last time that Dave come out with all the lads, when we show you the pub, we're going to go past it. It's called the Man Pub now. It wasn't back when he was there. It was the Copper Mill, and that was the last time we went out for a good drink up, and that was
about 2.5 years ago.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, round Chinkford anyway, because obviously I go up Manchester and see him, but.
The funny thing was that everyone was looking at him, and at the time when he was wearing the bandanas.
Yeah, he had a red bandana on.
And you could hear the girls and like most of the people in the pub going, "That's not him. It's someone trying to be like him."
Yeah.
And I was just like standing there, just sniggering to myself, thinking, "No, that's him. That is him." Because obviously people want to be like him, especially when the time when he was wearing the bandanas.
Yeah, no, but people did know. I mean,
yeah, there's certain people like come up to him and said hello. And I couldn't really believe that he was drinking in that pub.
Yeah, that's it. Then we went to the Og's Head, wasn't it, in South Woodford, and the manager of that pub gave us a free round, didn't they?
Yeah.
Come with about 60 quid. There was a few of us there that night. That was the last night he come out.
Yeah, that's the last time I probably spoke to him and see him. I tell you, I saw him outside your house, didn't I, when he was in the Mercedes?
That's it, yeah.
And he pulled up, didn't he? I mean,
so was Brooklyn?
Yeah, I think he was a little Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And he was trying to fix your brother's wife's car.
That's
and I went, it must be the engine.
Yeah, that's it.
Determination, belief, and the support of his family were the backbone of David Beckham's success. His one-to-one training sessions at Chase Lane with his father have certainly paid off.
How much influence did David's father have on him?
Well, Ted and Sandra both of them worked with David, pat him on the back, and wherever you go, all over Europe, wherever David's playing, Ted Beckham would be there, taking photographs of the people who are watching. And he is a true fan and supporter of his son, and you couldn't get a bigger one than Ted Beckham.
Do you think David's going to be just as supportive to his little lad Brooklyn?
Oh, I'm sure of it, because he'll remember how he was supported by his father, so he's going to do that with Brooklyn. Whether he's going to be a footballer, a singer, a musician, whatever, I'm sure he'll give him that support, and because he knows it worked with him.
Have you seen him kick a ball around yet?
Oh, yeah, he's done that on Old Trafford's pitch, actually. In fact, all the kids, when they came round last season, after the end of the season, they bring the children round the last game of the season, and they're kicking the ball about, and he's pretty good at it.
A society that the President of Ireland and the Prime Minister of Ireland are involved with is underprivileged children and people that are abused. And there was 3 kids won this award in Ireland, and they were asked what they would like to do, and